Yeah.
Or like that, where the rope will slip.
You want them facing out, basically.
You want them facing out.
Yeah.
And you know, if you can imagine where the rope's going to go, you put it on that angle.
So you're going to have 2 of these ropes on each king pole. One with 2, one line going there and one line going there.
Okay.
But we're going to pull the king poles up that way, right?
Right, yeah.
So you want this one going on first, and then the second rope, which is attaching that way, on top. So when you pull it up, this
cross
doesn't slip up.
Yeah.
Get it.
So it definitely pays to, when you strike a tent or take it down, you know, you want to get out of there as fast as you want, but like really, if you don't tie everything up tidily, then when you go and put it up, that's what takes you so long.
It's just detangling everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we're happy with that.
So that would have another one sat on top of it there that goes
again underneath
that way.
On that side, yeah.
Cool. For the next section.
Going over the top of the caps.
Check the caps are on.
Check before it goes up that these definitely
Can run.
Because otherwise you end up like climbing up the pole and like getting ladders involved.
Yeah.
So those have got to be really
you want these to be nice and
ready
straight.
to run.
Yeah?
Yep.
It's fine.
Cap on, ropes on top.
Ropes on top of the cap.
Crisscrossing.
The
So these
ropes that you're going to hold onto. Yeah.
And, another important thing is when you're pulling it up, you don't do that one and that one.
Yeah.
No, you don't do that one and that one. Is that the way, Jake?
That's the right way.
Yeah, that's the right way. Yeah, you want to pull up. The one you're pulling. The one you're pulling up with the top with the downforce.
Because otherwise, that could push off the other one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a minor thing, but yeah.
Yep. So the one you're pulling, the side you're pulling from, goes on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Makes sense.
Caps. Whilst probably 2 people. Also
This is where there's some serious, like you've got to
counterbalance. Yeah.
teamwork. Yeah, and communicate with each other. So you can't have one person like Mr. Muscle like pulling everything, because otherwise it just goes in one direction.
Just go up easy, and 2 people just feather that rope through their hands, no tension.
It's just a balancing act.
Sure that it stays nice and upright.
And straight.
And straight, yeah. So once it's straight, and then once we're kind of pretty much up, I'd say everyone just take their rope down to the ground and then just wait for a minute until it's all.
And do you do one pole at a time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. So with multiple sections, you just do one pole at a time.
Always just one at a time. Yeah.
Yep.
If we've never done it, we've never used a level, but if you have like a long level, spirit level, to level the pole, we've always done it by eye, and it's always been fine. But if you've got one, it can
to make sure it's upright.
Just strap it to the.
You could, I always thought to either put tension on.
A bit more tension there, right? You 2 are good at the back there. If you go up slowly. Yeah. All right, and we're up there. That's good. Walk your ropes out to your stakes. Yeah. And just anchor it round, and just don't pull much tension. We're not tying it off just yet. But if we just go once.
Hold on, Will. Too much.
If you just go once. So if you just have it like this, with it just around the stake once, then that gives you some good leverage for adjusting. Okay. Yeah? Yeah. So has everyone got it round just once? Yeah. If you get a bit closer to it,
James. Come down.
you want your rope to be as close to the ground as possible.
Here you go. Bend down.
Like push.
That's it.
Perfect. Yeah. That's it.
Okay, so everyone hold it there. Okay, so this team.
Harry.
Hattie.
Okay. So you guys pull over that way. You guys just stay where you are.
Yeah.
You guys keep pulling a little bit. If needs be, give them a little bit.
Keep going.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
wicked. That looks
Alright.
good that way.
Cool.
I think that looks pretty good that way.
Looks pretty good.
Adjusting the tension, you wrap it around the base,
All like that.
and then you
don't
can
want to be
pull.
holding any tension here,
Yep.
because then that will just throw everything off. You just want one point of
And you can
contact,
pull
I
or
guess.
loosen when you're
just
slack.
Yeah, exactly. There's most adjustment here, basically.
I'm gonna tie off
So
once
yeah,
we're
I
level.
reckon
You can go round one, just holding the tension, so it definitely doesn't split.
So it's down
I
at the
reckon-
foot of the peg.
foot of the peg. If you feed that behind it,
Yep, underneath.
and through, that will lock it off. There.
And then over and under.
Yeah.
So you're going under the
I'm going
taut
under
rope,
the taut rope.
you're going round, and then you're coming back over the top.
Yeah.
And round the stake. Yeah,
And round the
there
stake.
you go.
Like that, yeah?
Yep.
And you can pull that tight. And that there, that won't move anymore. Right?
Yep.
Do that a few times. We've got all this rope to
So
go
we
around
loop
there.
on top of
You
it.
always want that. Just get that close to the ground so it doesn't pull
Right
up.
in there, yep. So you're going
And
under,
again, we can do it, yeah. Under, round the back of the stake,
stake,
and then through, over,
and through.
and under.
Perfect. And that's your second one. And you'll do that
And then,
three times.
yeah, and then you can pull it around like that,
Yep.
and then get it tight like that,
And
yeah?
In.
And then you can go back on yourself. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you're like, it's coming through under there. Do the same thing, but on the other
Go
side.
around underneath.
So we're going round, underneath, round
Round
the
the
back of the
stake.
stake.
And over and through.
Yeah.
Perfect. Great. So 2 one way and then probably 2 this way.
Yeah.
Pull it tight before tying the next loop.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll do it again, round the back, underneath, round the back of the stake, and
over
through
and
the gap.
through. Nice and tight.
Cool. And the
Cool.
rest is purely aesthetic.
And you just keep going.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Until you run out of
what
rope.
is quite a good one. And what
So once
looks,
you've got your sturdy 4 knots at least minimum,
Yeah.
you're going to do some
that's
aesthetics.
not going anywhere now. There's too
Yeah.
much friction in there for it to move.
Perfect.
And if it's down to the ground, it won't slip up. And you've got all this excess
And
to go on top here anyway, right?
yeah.
You want to cover I mean, once this is done, you will slam the stake in even more. You don't really want the stake out when
Yeah.
people are walking around or anything like that. You don't want it to be too
Yeah.
like a danger to people or whatever. So what looks quite aesthetically pleasing is this like hangman's noose, they call it, and it's basically, so we start with the rope just like that. If you just wrap it very loosely
Yeah.
several times around the stake,
Yeah.
it's a nice way to finish it off, I think.
Cool. So you're making them all equal loops
Yeah.
around as best you can.
Leave enough room because
It's going to go back through
it's
the
going to
middle.
go back through, and then just get that through all of the ones which you've just pulled,
Yeah.
and making sure that they're like, you know,
Not on top of each
not
other.
on top of each other. You pull that through.
And you're just gradually easing it tighter.
Easing it
nice.
tight, and it just looks really nice, I think.
Yeah. And it wraps your steak.
wraps your steak,
And you'll
exactly.
bash that in a bit more afterwards, and you're just putting it down, easing it around. Perfect.
There you go.
And that doesn't need to be too tight.
Doesn't
but
need to be too tight, no.
so it's just neat.
Just makes it
tidy.
neat and
Perfect.
like, you know, you look at other companies and what they do and it's
So this
So
is a
a
end.
10-foot end piece, and it's called eyes because you have the eyelets here.
Okay.
So from there on out, you would roll out your midsection with laces at this end and eyes at that end.
Okay, so we need to know laces and eyes,
Yeah.
and this is an end section with eyes.
Something also like that's sort of, we've never bothered because I don't think, I was taught that you want to face, so on the next piece of canvas that comes over, you'll have the laces coming through here.
yeah.
And then you'll have a flap that comes over all of it.
Yep.
To sort of, you know, protect the rain from going into these eyes. So if you know the prevailing wind is from that direction, then you'd want to actually put the eyes at that end, because otherwise the wind will try and rip that flap open.
So the eyes go on the prevailing wind, where the prevailing wind end is coming
Yeah.
to.
I mean,
That's fine.
It's a real minor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Useful though if it's bad weather.
Naughty. Yeah, get the mid one there.
Okay, so the laces are not on top, the laces are underneath.
Just so you don't get
No,
grass
laces are on
stains.
top.
And you want to lift it so
There's
that
a
you're
proper
not...
way to roll this up. I'm not sure why this hasn't been rolled up.
Lift it up so it's not going on the grass.
Alright. That's in the middle. Finally.
Okay, so we've got the laces underneath on the same side as the eyes.
Oh, I see. Those
So we're ready to go.
This over
Yeah.
your eye section, put the hook through.
Okay.
Okay.
yeah.
And that's that.
And then with these?
And then this, you basically want to tie these two pieces of canvas together and around the
ring.
ring.
Okay.
So you
So,
thread it through
thread it
these.
through
Okay.
there. Put it nice and tight.
I see.
Get some, you know, again, a lot of these knots are up to interpretation. But then it's important that you're going not just with the canvas, but you're going around the ring. So we've given some extra bits of rope, and you want to be making sure that you're going through there
Yeah.
to the 20-foot piece of canvas and to the 10-foot piece of canvas, making sure that you're going through, like, you know, each bit. Yeah.
Each ring, so it's basically you're binding it to the ring.
Yeah. You can use we use like cable ties as well, don't we?
Yeah. That's a good shot.
And then you
It's quite
cut them
good.
off.
Cut them off,
Yeah.
but make sure that you've got rope there because rope's a lot stronger than cable ties. So some of that, and then yeah, you'll need some other bits of rope as well. So you've got
And over through there.
up through,
Hang on.
up through the eye
Up.
with the lace, yeah?
Yeah.
Then you leave that there, then you pull up the next one through the eye and pull tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now you've got two laces through two eyes. You put your second lace that you've just done through your top lace,
Okay.
and then you
Through the
pull
top.
tight down to that. Yeah?
Then second
Yeah.
to top, second to top.
Second to top,
Yeah.
second to top. And you pull that one through, pull it tight. You don't need to worry about that. You know, you can leave that loose. It's not going to go anywhere.
What are you doing with it?
You're supposed to be looping it too that well.
Yeah, you're doing the right thing, Duff.
Why you haven't hooked this in?
No?
Nah, you don't worry about
Oh,
that.
good.
Because it goes to this little fella here, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then you take your shoes off and you can do that afterwards.
So you're just doing your loops
I
in
was
your
gonna
eyes.
Really?
use it, yeah.
Loop through, up through the previous one and pull tight down.
Yeah, I didn't see that second bit.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Up through and down.
Someone can do this.
Should we come do this one? Yeah.
Yeah, should we start?
But you got to be really careful you don't do this and go
Don't
go
miss
like
one.
that.
Yep.
Oh yeah, cool, we'll do that. And then you go, oh yeah, I'll just,
Oh,
oh
no.
no, and then you've got a big gaping hole there.
Yeah. So you got to be really.
Because then you have to, there's no other way to go
Methodical.
back other than go back
Undoing
through
it.
all of them. So if you
Yeah.
find out that somewhere up there, you have to go back and do all of it.
Yep. So up through.
Want to pull that top Just one?
Yeah, you want it on top of. Yeah, okay, I see.
So it's under, yeah?
So this bit's got to be perfect, really,
Yeah.
because then it's easy.
It's nice and easy then.
Like that?
Yeah, that's it.
And that there.
You want to make sure that the eyes are on top of each other at the end. You don't want them like
When we get to the last one,
So when you get to your last one, go through there, same as before. This is your last one. This is for a wall pole to go through.
okay, so not the bottom two that are smaller.
And this one's slightly longer, so same again, you put it through, you've still got those two laces.
Yep.
That's going through there,
Yep.
and then to tie it off, you just go round the back of the previous,
And back
and
down
then
through.
it itself.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's secure for all of them. Perfect.
And then that can't come
And it's
undone.
not those bottom ones.
Not in
above
these bottom
the
ones.
main clamps. That goes on a pole.
That will go on a pole like that.
So once it's all laced, you put the flap over, and then you tie these with a
but
couple
just
of
to start off
single
with, we only
knots.
really get them on the corners and the seams,
So
just to give it a bit
that goes through
of
there,
elevation so we can get underneath.
and you tie it so that it's tight.
What about on this end?
Just one in the middle, Will.
And another one.
Yeah.
Long measure, and then you can line up your stakes
Yeah, string line.
4 foot away from the edge of the tent in one row.
But
So
4
one
foot
on
off
that
this
corner
4 foot off
and
that
one
corner.
off that corner in a straight line, and that becomes your
Just line yourself up
anchors.
properly.
Yep. Fine. Perfect. Yep.
So yeah, corners first, and then seams. I think
So that-
once the seams are done, these will probably come a bit loose,
Yep.
because obviously all that sag in it will
Yeah.
be taken up.
So
So,
we need to
they'll be
tighten them.
readjusting and stuff. So don't worry if things don't look like they line
So you're
up.
pulling them out as much as you can.
Okay.
Hold on, we'll get you some more muscle.
So the loop
Leaks
goes
going.
on
Yeah.
so
Okay.
loop on the pin.
Loop down on the pin.
Under the rope, do you think, or over the top?
On top, I'd say.
Yep.
On top of there, it's going up.
Or
We'll see
short
though.
off.
Maybe it goes underneath. I'm not too sure once it's up, but once it's up, all this will get rejigged also.
Okay.
Come around at like 90.
Yeah.
Like that.
Like that.
And lean
Pull
into
that down.
There you go. Just something like that. It doesn't have to be straight. It's just to give us a bit of
A
leeway
bit of space to get
under there,
underneath.
yeah,
So you're
but-
going to do the corners.
Maybe.
So then the seams next.
Yeah, and then the seams
they-
next. Make sure that that's all
Tight.
nice
And
and
does
tight.
it go same way as the laces?
same
and
way
the
as the lace,
eyes?
exactly. Yeah. So one
Yep.
on top of the other.
Yep. And then up you go. Out to your pegs.
Got it.
Yeah.
Up and over, and then pull that tight.
Yeah. Brilliant.
So that it's on an angle,
And
right?
then-
Did you see what I mean? You want them running straight,
Yeah. Yeah.
so there's no tangles in that.
So you just want to get under.
Make sure I'm not going to tread on you, Jake. Yeah, I think yours is alright.
See, he's holding. Well, actually, he's probably got on the pulling.
Yeah. Maybe.
But just the lump on the right.
Yeah, I think that's fine. If anything, actually, you could.
Stand
And then someone outside can tell us when it's level, and
Okay. Hold on. Love it.
either me or Jake needs to go higher. Or
Okay.
Jake a little bit, but that's okay. Now the other one.
Now together.
Stop. Yeah. That's going up well. Come on a little bit. Yeah. Together. together now.
Looking good.
Tom, a bit more.
Yeah, come a little bit.
You might want to come round here.
Well, hold on.
Tom, a little bit more.
A bit more than James.
James,
You alright?
come and have a go.
Hugo,
Ready?
you alright doing the levels? Hattie?
Lovely slippery too.
Yeah. Definitely buy some gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saves your hands.
Have a go. Have a go.
Hugo, go for it.
Good at eat, yeah.
Right?
It's a post on there.
Yeah, a bit more, Hugo.
You do 1, 2, 3, Paul.
Yeah, do that.
1, 2, 3. You'll be able to tell when you can't go anymore.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you've both got like a few foot left at least.
1, 2, 3. It might help if two people jump on that, everyone, and you jump on it together.
Someone else. Thanks for the weight.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Nice.
James, you need to go more.
Okay.
Both of you get on it.
1, 2, 3. That's us.
That's it. That's it.
Is that us here?
Yeah, and Hugo and we'll
Yeah.
go and touch more.
Yep.
You're on.
Done. That's good.
Right, how do we tie it off?
Right.
In your own time now.
So yeah, for safety, just
Top, yeah, okay.
thread
Do you wanna-
the top piece of thread the rope through the top piece, through the top hole. Sorry. Someone keeps stood on the rope or something like that. And then you wanna, if you come over here,
Yeah.
so you
Just
go.
making sure Tweedledee and Tweedledum are right.
This is really important. This bit.
Okay, so we've gone through the top hole. There's 2 holes there.
Yeah. That's just the second hole is if you're doing another midsection.
Ah, okay.
So what are you doing?
So you have
So then you
separate.
thread it behind the rope.
So it's gone through half round and then behind.
Yeah.
And then it's back on itself.
And you have to go back on itself. So there,
So there and then back.
back. Yeah.
Yep.
This is where you get really dizzy because you're going around the pole.
Yeah.
And then
There you go.
to there, and then you just
Really
keep,
tight
just keep tension
On top.
on top,
and go round the top of the knot.
top of the knot. Yeah.
So you're going up from
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
knot.
Yeah. Why? What are you thinking?
What about the bottom hole?
The bottom hole. That's for the other rope. If you had a midsection,
Yeah, if you had a midsection.
So if you have another
good.
section,
Yeah,
you've got
another
2
one.
holes
and then you would
per
do,
post.
you would then go through that one, and it would come up, and it might go over the top of this one.
Right.
Yeah.
So just aesthetic.
So you start on the
What
top.
you don't want to do is end up covering up this hole, and then you haven't got anywhere to put your other rope.
There is still a lot of poles sticking out the top.
Yeah.
Deb, you've got the rain cover thing.
Yeah.
Oh, is that how it?
How much
About
pole?
a metre?
Oh.
Is the rain cap covering it?
No, the rain cap.
On that side it is.
Do you reckon it's too low on this side?
You need to leave enough at the end.
You can't just go up
Yeah.
and it's just all round like that and then just sort of tuck it. Don't do that, because if that comes undone, all
The
of that
whole
will come
thing.
undone.
Yeah.
This is like quite an important knot then.
Yeah.
Probably the most important knot.
So round there,
Yeah.
round the back of itself,
Yeah.
tie back
Yeah.
in itself.
Do you want to put this in?
Do another one of these sort of,
And then back through. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Makes sense.
And you're
And
stacking
then
the,
you can
the knot
tidy
on
it.
top of the knot. aren't
Yeah.
you?
You can tidy it up by just
It's got the rest of the post.
doing this. Yeah. That goes.
Cool. So you've got 2 tight ones and then a tidier.
Yeah. And then you can just shove that behind there. And then it looks nice, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
straight, so like, you know. Like
So
that.
you're putting it up first and then you're aligning where your pegs
yeah,
are.
it just gives you a good dimension between the two.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess we can start putting all these poles in. We won't go anywhere.
And then we can get the knocker.
Oh, we're gonna get the knocker.
Get the knocker out. Yeah, the knocker.
So you've got the rope going along, and then you line up all your posts.
So it's like a huge loop.
Yeah, so to pack it up, you just fold it.
Fold that in half. You got that.
Yeah,
And then just loop it round. Just tie a knot in it basically.
so it's nice and neat.
Like that.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
And then you can put your weight on it. Just knock it. And then
Walls.
yeah.
If you work out where you want your entrance is,
Yeah.
so then say your entrance, you wanted it to be here, you would hook your wall behind the wall poles
Yeah.
and set, that's where you set your entrance from. if
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's your
So then
entrance
you
pole.
would then do your next one here so that you can always lock it up. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you roll it back to create your entrance, knock this wall out, this wall pole out, and then you've kind of got your
nice.
doorway.
And would you always wrap one round the corner? Never have a join on the corner?
No, I don't think there's necessarily. No.
And then it just hooks on.
Yeah. So this is a weird wall. I've actually never seen this wall before. But yeah, this one hooks on. Some of the other ones. Let me go grab another one. And then we need those pegs. Do you know where those pegs are?
Yeah.
Do you not have a bar that goes through the middle of these poles, the centre poles?
A bar.
Yeah, like a lifting bar.
Um,
No, because there's no hole.
yeah.
Yep.
Or you can use the like U-shaped ones.
Perfect.
U-shaped. You don't even need